Oh, sweet. That's fun. I like this.
I recognize this guy near side right.
Oh my God.
Ooh. All right, replay that one, Frank.
Jack got absolutely clipped on.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh my
That's
God. Yeah.
nasty. That is
Yeah.
Wow.
nasty.
Jack has to retire.
Also, that's like some good pickleball slang right there. You got clipped on.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. He's probably like a 5'2".
What
Willie,
do you think? I'm thinking like a 5.43.
I'm going 10.0. He's a god.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, daughter has gonna yagi.
Willie, tell us about your brand new fan page.
I don't know if I can reveal who runs it. Some might say that I run it, but that isn't the case. It may or may not be some students of mine that I teach back home in Florida. But they've been
What do you
doing a great
teach?
job so far. So
You're a teacher?
yeah, well, for pickleball. So a
Ah,
coach.
okay, got it. Wait, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, you played tennis at Notre Dame.
Yes.
That's
As
cool.
Tropical likes to say, University of Notre Dame. He crushed it this weekend at MLP. Not an easy job. That's your boy too.
Yeah, no, he does. He does a good job. They need to utilize him more.
Well, Willie, what were your overall thoughts on MLP this weekend? You played awesome, dude. You were like right up there at the top of the standings with pretty far behind Anna Lee. Let's be real here, but the rest of the entire field was. But dude, you picked up your game. You played awesome. You were what, like 7-3, 8-2, something like that.
So I ended the week actually 9-1. It was yeah, it was an awesome week, but credit to you guys. I mean, you, Anna Lee, Mari, you're always there to
Thanks.
pick me up and support me. You guys are an awesome crew to have. So I'm lucky to be on this team and have such supportive teammates, especially coming in as someone that's new to MLP.
Yeah. So speaking of that, like at the draft back in March, was playing Premier on your radar?
I was hopeful. I had a few teams that reached out to me, so I thought it was definitely possible. But I thought I was more outside looking in than inside looking out. So I was super grateful that Ryan and the crew were willing to take a shot on me and make it happen.
You want to know what it came down to?
I
We had a
do.
few different people that we were talking about, and literally it was Ryan. Ryan, it was like me, Mari, and Anna Lee were all on the phone, and we're like, who do we pick? And Ryan goes, obviously you were it was between you and a few other people, and Ryan's like, Will just has this look in his eye. He's just got the look. I've seen him. He's got the look. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? He's like, he's just got the look. And so we picked you because you got the look.
Do you think I have the look now that you've played with me?
Sometimes you've got the look. Sometimes it looks like you're stoned and you're just in outer space. I don't like that look as much. But yeah, dude, you've been playing awesome. Like obviously, I don't think too many people who aren't super enthusiastic fans of pickleball had really heard of you before this year, and now you're crushing it at the APP, crushing it at Major League Pickleball. Like, take us through a little bit of your pickleball journey if you're up for that.
Yeah, for sure. So I started playing in February of 2023. I had picked up a paddle for like a few days before, but I lived in Milwaukee until 2023, February of 2023. And then when I
Let's
moved
just stop
down,
right there.
I
Hold on.
started
Hold on. Hold on.
playing
Hold on. You picked up a paddle for the first time when?
February of 2023.
So you're under a year playing pickleball.
Well, around
That
around
would
a
be
year and a
over
half.
a year, Thomas.
This is not a math podcast. Okay. This is not a math podcast. Okay. I'm with you now.
Clip
Okay.
it.
Clip it.
Clip it.
Clip it. All right. So a little over a year. Okay. I just want to get I want to get that straight. Continue. Ignore
Yeah,
me.
so
He's flustered. He's so flustered.
so I just had a couple buddies come and ask me to play, and took me to a local park that had courts, and then 6 months later I played in my first pro tournament. It was an APP in St. Louis. Did decently, and I was like, why don't I take a legitimate stab at this? And then after that, really at the beginning of this year, I kind of took off. I had some really good APP results, and that kind of led to me being drafted in the position that I was. So it's just kind of been like a steady progression. I've just been working on developing my game in that time period.
Yeah, so you were in Milwaukee working your job. Shout out to Milwaukee. Actually, it's crazy that we didn't cross paths, but my wife and I had already moved here to Austin. But you got drafted and pretty much immediately quit your job, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was basically like the same week that I got drafted is when I quit my job. I was like, I'm going all in. This is a great opportunity. I can see myself making a living doing this. So that was really the moment that I took that leap.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Yeah, I think it's a good decision. Obviously, paying off and being down in South Florida definitely helps the game. Love Milwaukee, but it's tough to get great competition there year round. So Austin and South Florida, better for being a professional pickleball player. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about like the calculus you're doing right now? Let me just use the word like calculus to prove to everybody I'm smart after that imbecile moment. What's a thought process as you start to, okay, so you were doing really well on the APP tour. You hadn't played in Major League Pickleball. Now you're kind of on the main stage. You're excelling. You're playing really well. What are like the internal conversations about playing APP, continuing to play APP versus going toward the PPA and trying to make a run and, I don't know, just be a more consistent PPA player? Like, how do you make those decisions? I'm just curious when people are in that transition or potentially in that transition, like, what are the options that you're weighing?
Yeah, I mean it's right now it's a little tougher on the PPA tour because I'll go in and I have still have to pay entry fees, and you have a good bit of expenses when you're playing them. So I'm a little bit more focused on the APP tour because there's some more opportunity over there for me right now. But then having the opportunity to play MLP at the same time is great. I think it's a good balance. That the APP is great. I get to get really good like tournament matches in, and then MLP just to really push the boundaries and have that team environment. So it's a good combination with both of those.
Yeah. Is your family pumped to see all your success on the,
Oh,
especially in like at
dude,
that venue in the middle of New York? It's gonna be awesome.
Elizabeth is so fired up.
Who's that?
Will's mom, and also the grandma. Grandma was
Yep.
there, 92 years old. Tropical made sure to talk with her on the mic, but Will's mom is just all over social media. I think she likes every single thing that I put out there, and she's all over it. She's soaking this up.
Yeah, no, my family's been loving it. They're really enjoying it. My brother, my sister, they watch all the time. So it's been awesome for them. They think it's super cool and that I've taken this jump.
Nice. Why do you serve so illegal?
Yeah. What the
Why do
hell?
you serve so illegal?
My serve is
Touche.
all right. Well, what the hell is an illegal serve then?
All serves are legal. I don't know if you've seen that, but I've commented that a couple times on some Instagram posts. All serves are legal,
Except for the drop serve.
Except, yeah, you want to, yeah,
except
that's
the
fair.
drop serve.
All right, Willie, you're commissioner. You're charged with coming up with a serve rule. Like, what's the deal? You had your hot take a couple of weeks ago on the serve that you posted. Is the serve rule broken? If so, what do we do to fix it? If not, well, how do we get people to stop complaining?
I think it's very difficult to enforce right now just because there are a couple like really fine details. Your idea that you kind of gave me was the drop serve, and I think the drop serve is a great idea because the ball can only bounce so high. I mean, unless you throw it down with like force, you should literally just have to like drop it. And that's the only thing that I would say you have to enforce. Like you can hit any sort of spin or pace or anything. So just having a drop serve where you're not allowed to like forcefully push it down, I think would be the best solution.
Mm-hmm.
Boring.
Boring. Gone. I came
What
up
do you
with a new
think?
one. I came up with a new one. First off, the data does not suggest that we have a serve problem. So if we want to ignore that and come up with a solution for the non-existent problem, we can. A serve problem in terms of the weaponization. Yes, we clearly have an enforcement problem. You were challenged, what, 4 or 5 times on
But
your
I
serve?
didn't really feel like I was getting free points off of my serve a ton of the time. That's
Because
the
you
thing.
weren't.
Yeah.
You
But I
weren't.
still kept getting challenged for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting the serve hard. And honestly, I think that people challenge your serve because you have a very high take back and you toss the ball from high, but your toss does drop substantially. So the way that you set up and the way that you toss and the way that you swing, like all of the pre-serve stuff looks bad, but when you actually like slow it down and show the contact point and the swing trajectory, like you're obviously like right there, super
Yeah.
close to illegal
I
pretty
don't
much every
know.
time.
Literally, the one clip that I was just watching, it was pretty high.
Well, yeah, at Major League Pickleball, you don't have the contact height requirement anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So you can hit it. You could hit it face height if you wanted to
Yeah.
make a point.
As long as it's the upward motion and then the paddle is below the wrist.
Right. So
You were
And-
really chucking it up there too at the end of as we like progressed through New York. You were just like throwing
yeah,
it
I like
up there.
You can get underneath it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been making contact as high as like you, Deckel, and some of those guys, but yeah, Will, welcome to the list of controversial servers.
Thanks.
I think it's me, Deckel, you, Tyson. Anybody else?
Mm,
Eric
I don't think there's
Onsens.
anybody.
Eric Onsens.
I'm
Eric
gonna throw
Lang.
him in there.
Okay. All right. There we go. Welcome. It's
Thank you.
fun over here.
It is.
Have fun trolling the pickleball forum comments. But we do, as a result of you, have some updated rules for MLP Virginia Beach. MLP set out some new rules. It's nothing too crazy, just some more administrative stuff. But essentially, the main changes are that teams can no longer challenge opponents' serves. A player's paddle head must be clearly below the wrist at the moment the paddle strikes the ball. That's the same. Here's something that is interesting and is going to be hard again to determine. The server's upward arm motion must be clear and discernible to the referee.
That's
which
so
leads-
at discretion and so discretionary.
Yeah. So I don't exactly know what that means, but you just have to make it look like you're... Just follow through a little bit higher, Willie, then you'll be good.
All right. Does that mean that that like if I would be called or any player is called by the ref, you can't challenge it yourself either, or is it just the opposing team that can't challenge it?
The language is unclear. It says teams cannot challenge a player's serve, which means I think that the way that I read that is the opponent's team can't challenge your serve. However, I believe you are. I don't think there's anything that says you cannot.
What do you? What?
Oh, yeah,
That's an
it does
interesting
say.
question. What are you cooking up? You gonna serve one into the net and then just like challenge it and get a reserve?
Well, like if
Probably
the
a pretty
ref,
good loophole.
like if the ref called me for like a serve, but I thought my serve was legal, can I, as the team that was called, challenge like the ref's call, or
No,
is it just like
service
whatever
faults-
the ref says goes?
Well, what would be the point anyway? Because you just get a reserve. So
Yeah.
either
You only
way.
get a reserve one time though.
Okay.
Service faults are at the referee's discretions and will not be challengeable by teams, is what it says in a different part of this rule. So
Interesting.
there's going to be no challenges, which I'm actually okay with, but there's a couple referees we got to get rid of first.
So it's a referee issue. I like this. Let's go down this rabbit
I
hole.
mean, but
Get
it's
people
I think
fired.
it's tough
Agents of
because then
change.
it's at the discretion of the ref.
Yeah. It's just got to make it clearly upwards, I suppose, whatever
Yeah.
that means. So, all right. You've got the most annoying serve in pickleball. Now, how does it feel to be on the most annoying team in pickleball, Willie?
I love it. I love it. It's you know, I went to Notre Dame and a lot of people like it's a very polarizing school. It's like you either really love them or you really hate them. And there's no real in between, and it seems like we're kind of getting to that point. We have a very strong fan base. that really loves us, and then there are a lot of people that think we're very annoying and really don't love us. So
Yeah, what's the deal with Ryan? Ryan Harwood, or as the DC fans started calling him, Ryan Softwood.
he's just passionate, man. He loves it. He loves the environment. He loves the team, and he loves supporting us, and he's always there for us. It's great. We're really lucky.
Yeah, this is in reference to Tyler and Jimmy's podcast. For those of you guys who don't know, they do run an entertaining podcast, King of the Court. They gave us credit, right? They said we're the most annoying team, but we're absolutely good for pickleball. And they said some stuff about Ryan being very obviously loud on the sidelines and wants to be involved in the match. And yeah, I don't think either of those things are inaccurate. He helps us win points, right? Like,
For sure.
he gets the crowd riled up. He gets in people's heads. He is absolutely our fifth man. Love him or hate him, like,
Yeah.
dude is our fifth man.
I also think that like people like him are great for the sport too. You look at our team and we're a very engaging team when we're playing. He gets the crowd involved. He they have a great time because they're engaged and they want to support us or they want to not support us. And I think it's good for the sport in general.
So some of the other chants that were going on were they were yelling at you that you're AL's partner, which was really good until I sort of repossessed that after you did a couple of good things out there. Like, you missed
Yeah.
a couple balls and they started yelling AL's partner, and then you hit a couple of nasty shots and then I started yelling right back at him AL's partner, and we kind of took that chant back. I've said this, I don't play with AL obviously on the fives. You do, Mari does as well. Can you take me through like the pressure of playing with Anna Lee? Because if you win, that's what you're supposed to do with Anna Lee. She doesn't lose very much. If you lose, it's your fault. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think the pressure is completely alleviated by how supportive and positive of a teammate that she is. Obviously, people are going to say that if you win, it's AL. If you don't, it's her. But, when she's always been there supporting me and bringing me up to play my best throughout the whole time. So I haven't really felt that pressure.
Yeah, well, good for you. I'm glad I don't have to play with Anna Lee. Yeah, no, I mean, you obviously handle it super, super well. And
Thanks.
you guys have, lost just one or two matches on the whole year?
Yeah, one regular season, then the one in the midseason tournament.
So you guys are playing well, and I'd agree. Like, I didn't know Anna Lee too much before this, and I've been super impressed with how she is obviously as a player, right? But as a teammate, I think I had some preconceived notions of some of these players that I just didn't know that were at the top and thought they might be some sort of diva or whatever. But like, Anna Lee is an unbelievable teammate, and she just wants to win, right? And so she's very smart in how she supports teammates, right? Like, she's not somebody that is ever eye rolling her teammates. Like,
Yeah.
she at this point is used to playing with players that just aren't quite as good as her, right? She's always going to be the best female player on the court. And yeah, she's been an incredible teammate. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of that stems from Lee as well. Like both Anna Lee and Lee. Lee does a great job of knowing when to support you and when to push you. To push you to be better. And I think they both walk that balance, that fine line very well.
I find it interesting that you, especially you, who've been around for so long, there's like players who you still feel like you don't know. I think everybody assumes that, the same kind of cohort of pros is traveling all across the country. Like, they get to know each other, hang out off the court. But there's still these relationships where, yeah, you're friendly, but you don't ever actually, like, talk to these people.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like, there's a decent chunk of people. I feel like until you hang out with people outside of the context of a tournament, you don't really get to know them. Like when you're sitting at the venue, shooting the shit, doing whatever, small talk, like that's different than going out to dinner with them. And so I feel like that's something that we've all really gotten to know each other on the fives, and I think that that's huge for any team to do. So yeah, I know Lee, Annalee, obviously Will and Mari, like better than I did before, even though Annalee and I had been at tournaments for 5 years together.
Right. Okay, can you just, I think I've asked you this multiple times now, and you always give me a disappointing answer. Did you guys go celebrate your win? Did you do anything?
We went on our pizza crawl.
Very cool. What was it? What did that entail?
And we just went to a couple different really cool, like iconic pizza joints in New York, and enjoyed a few slices with the team.
Which ones did you go to?
La Industry.
Okay.
Do you remember the other one?
I
John's
Mama's
Oblique or
2.
Ben's?
Mama's 2. It
Mama's
was the
2.
name of it.
Hot take, but Mama's 2 or whatever that was, it was Detroit style pizza,
Yeah.
and I thought it was better than
Disrespectful.
La
Okay,
Industry.
good.
No, Detroit style pizza is
Yeah.
the best S tier pizza.
But us Midwesterners need to stick together. So I appreciate
Agreed.
that.
Better than Chicago style pizza. Just gonna say it. But
I'm a big fan of New York style, so I had to go with the industry. But
interesting.
yeah, they definitely had more unique slices at Mama's too. New York, the industry was more of that like traditional like New York style.
So, look, it was we went 5 for 5, but it's regular season. So we have what's the next one? My
Job's not finished.
Vegas. Job's not done.
Job's not finished.
Job's not done.
I saw that you guys have a pretty cushy schedule to get you through the end of the year. Are you feeling good about your odds here?
I mean, it turns out to statistically be, I guess, cushy, but if you looked at it at the beginning of the year, having to play Ben's team a few times, the Orlando Squeeze team, I think is still underperforming and like is a very, very dangerous team. I think they're a team that if they get some momentum and claw their way into the playoffs, which I think they've played less matches than anybody else, that's not a team that you want to see in the playoffs. Great Dreambreaker team too. So I mean, yeah sure, we have a cushy schedule, I suppose, on paper, but as soon as you start thinking about that, like that's when you get hosed.
Good. All right. Start, making excuses now. Get ahead of it. That's good.
Willie, what do you think about this new 75% rule?
It's if we're gonna make a rule about it, I don't know how much better it can get, but I don't know if there should be a rule about it. It should be how the ball looks. If you see the ball and it looks like in this video replay that it's out, then it's out, and if it looks like it's in, then it's in. And I think that the 75, it's not like a black and white thing where if it's 75% out, it's going to be out, or if it's 74% out, then it's going to be in. It's more dependent on the ball, the way it was hit, how much it compresses, if it compresses. I don't think it's as black and white as that 75-25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sort of came out of nowhere. And I can't believe the PPA actually reposted my tweet. I said something along the lines of, like, we finally have close call replay technology and we're still figuring out a way to blow calls. Because the Chicago versus, I think it was Vegas, one of the challenger matches ended in an ATP hit by Allison Harris that was clearly out. 100% out, but was apparently more than 25% hovering over the line. There's very, very little compression on an around the post shot because the ball is barely touching the ground. Like, night and day out, and we get this called in. Like, I think we're overthinking it, right? Like, maybe if you are looking at, if your camera is directly up above, 75-25 makes sense, but the camera is somewhere between directly up above and directly on the ground. It's angled down. The angle is a little different on every court. I think maybe 75-25 should be used when you can't clearly see if it's in or out.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
guys
I think
feel
that's
like
fair.
certain courts the ball skips too? I think that would add another factor to consider.
Yeah, I mean, certain courts play faster, or like if it hits the line, it seems to slide or not lose as much of its speed. But I don't think that would be picked up on a 240 frames per second camera. Like I don't know how much that would impact the actual like call. You know what I mean? Or where it bounces.
It just depends on when they like. Well, so for this rule, I think it was mostly developed for when they're reviewing calls.
Yeah.
When you're reviewing a call, if you're going to apply this like percentage thing, it needs to be in one single moment, right? In one freeze frame. So if the ball skids, like it kind of is dependent on what freeze frame you choose.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, I think what we use the term skid for a fast court. Skid, what I think it means is that the ball loses less of its speed when touching the ground. It doesn't actually slide across the ground. So if you have a super rough surface, the ball is going to pop off seemingly pop off the ground quicker and do what I call sit up. If it skids, it's just going to lose less of its speed because it's a more of a slick surface. But I don't think it's actually contacting the ground for a bigger distance, if that makes sense.
Got it. All right, nerd.
That's what we're here for. Hey, look, I can count to 5 as we've identified this past week, and yeah, I can make random comments on skids and not skids.
Do you know how
completely not fact based?
months and years work? That's always tripped me up.
Those are tough.
Actually, in the spelling bee when I was in 5th grade, the word calendar is what eliminated me. And I thought I was a really good speller. So months and years have always been my the bane of my existence. Good podcasting, Thomas. It's like, Thomas,
hey,
do another monologue.
JB, Frank, find some clips of his 5th grade spelling bee. Put that on here.
All right, so you guys specifically, as a duo, weren't doing so hot coming into New York City. I think you guys were 3-9 on the year. You went 4-1. What's clicking for you guys?
You wanna go first, Zane?
Go for it, Willie.
I think that we just really, we trust each other. And we came
Aw.
into this event and we came into this event and we were both executing really well. You had a good result in Vegas and I had a pretty good result in Chicago, and we were just executing better and playing confidently. Really, I think that's all there is to it. We're growing as a team.
Yeah, I mean, we're figuring out how to play with one another and each other's patterns. The first couple times we struggled with me taking some of those middle backhands, and we figured out that spot. And I'm taking them sometimes, you're taking them other times, and we just are a little bit more in sync on some of those middle balls, as you'd expect with partnerships. But dude, I just got to shout you out. Like, you're so new to pickleball. You're playing so much better, right? Not to say
Thanks,
I'm
man.
not saying that you're bad by any means, but dude, if your DUPR at the beginning of this was like a 6.3, you're like a 6.7, 6.8, 6.9. Hey, by now. And
Thanks,
yeah,
Zane.
dude, you're just playing awesome. Same with Mari, right? I think I'm
Yeah.
pretty much playing more or less the same. We're figuring out each other's games a little bit better, but you guys, we picked as players that were on an upward trajectory, and you're proving us correct.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man. We're lucky to have you and Annalie to help guide us in the right direction to getting better.
Look at that. Look at that chemistry right there.
It feels like you are playing with more confidence as well. Do you think that's a factor? For example, you pulling up the jersey for the crowd. I was a big fan of that. I feel like we need more of that. I always say that. But do you feel like you're playing with more confidence? And how confident do you have to be to throw up the jersey to the crowd after a backhand Ernie?
For sure. So that the reason for that was they were taunting me like during the match, like watch that serve, the AL's teammate thing. So that was more like directed towards the crowd. But yeah, I think I came into this event. I'd only, the 3 events before this, I hadn't played a lot of MLP events. I came into this with a little bit more confidence because I felt more comfortable in the environment. And I definitely played a little bit more confidently here. I felt like I was executing really well and focusing on my footwork, where I know if I'm a little bit nervous, my feet can get a little bit stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely think that I was playing with more confidence there, for
So those are the
sure.
DC fans getting in your head?
I was getting in their head, actually.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Kudos to the DC fans for cheering after that historic beatdown that the ladies took. That was tough. So I saw it was 8-5, and then it was 25-8. That's wild. Mari and
Crazy.
AL were on an absolute tear on Sunday.
Yeah.
Those are the two most
They played
lopsided
amazing.
matches of MLP this year, of scoring to 25. They beat the Black Diamonds 25-7, and they beat DC, which is like a really, really good team, 25-8. Like, that was scary.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was really amazing.
DC did have a good fan section, and honestly, like, they're clever. I love the fans that are clever. You know, the Ryan Softwood thing, like
That was awesome.
I looked at him and just laughed. I was like, they fucking got you, Ryan. And then AL's partner was pretty funny too. But
That was a good one, but it did backfire.
oh yeah.
We took that and we ran.
Oh, we took it back. All right, so hey, last thing about MLP for right now, unless you got anything else, but what do you think of what's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chant? We're catching some flack for that.
It's the best chant in sports.
Period.
Wait, what is that chant? Let me get a
We
rendition here.
just count to 5.
Oh, very cool. Oh, because you guys are the fives. Yeah.
Yeah,
so you
there we
count
go.
To it. Very
But we
cool.
do it after we've won 3 points. So if you've won 3 points in a row, we do that every point until we lose another one.
Oh.
And so against DC, where we had like a lot of runs, we were
Yeah.
counting to 5 a lot. I don't know who
Do you
came
think
up
that
with that.
was,
Was that Ryan?
Do you think that was affecting Viv and Rachel?
1,000%.
It's tough. It's tough.
I wouldn't want to play against Ryan Harwood.
I wouldn't either. But I
They
love
hate us
having him
'cause
on
they
our
ain't
side.
us.
No complaints there.
Exactly. All right, should we do Guess My Duper?
Yeah, let's see if Frankie, you got it teed up? You know how to play well?
I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Basically, we'll watch some amateur clips and then we take a moment to all guess what their duper is, and then the duper is revealed.
Cool.
We're pretty bad at it.
Historically bad.
Let me make sure. Do I have to add this in?
All right. So the guy with the arrow pointed to him, that's who we're guessing.
So do people just send these in and?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. That's fun. I like this.
I recognize this guy near side right.
Oh my God.
All right, replay that one, Frank.
Jack got absolutely clipped on.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh,
That's
my God,
nasty. That is
Wow.
nasty.
Jack has to retire.
Also, that's like some good pickleball slang right there. You got clipped on.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I'm going with he's probably like a 5'2".
Willie?
What do you think? I'm thinking like a 5.43.
I'm going 10.0. He's a god.
Just because he cooked Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He clipped the clipper.
Wow.
4'5".
Okay.
That's
Jacob,
a great shot for a 4 or 5.
100% reliability too.
you are nasty,
Four,
Jacob.
five.
Jacob, I want to see that clip on social media every single day. Give it to the Will Howells fan page on Instagram.
They will happily tag the Jack Monroe fan page.
Jack Monroe has made his entire career of clipping on me, so it's nice to see. It's nice to see somebody get him back.
All right, next one. Playing with the Proton, cotton candy Proton.
Oh,
Little Ernie, surprisingly agile.
29 shot
shots.
rally. Oh boy.
Oh, he's got some form. My guy drills. Oh, the lob. The get.
That's a good point.
Oh, what's going on? Oh, the put
And the
away.
finish.
Guy's got the Onyx shirt with the Proton paddle.
This
guy's been around.
Once he turned around, he seems younger than his hair would indicate.
Yeah, I can't figure out what's going on there.
A little more youthful. He might just have the frosted. He might have the Joey Burrow going. I'm gonna go with like 4-3.
That was exactly the guess that I was going to give. I feel like I have to change it now, though. I'll go 4.45.
I'm gonna go 4.1 because I've just always been over.
Yeah. Let's see.
4.7.
Okay.
Oh, that's
6,
Steve.
9, 7.
Okay. Steve, what's up with the gray hair, bro?
I didn't know that was Steve either.
All right. Wasn't
Huh.
Steve on another time? Didn't we?
45. Huh. Okay. All right, near side left.
This guy's got some good calves. I'm going 5.2. Oh my God. Is that Kevin Dong?
He's got some good rolls. Ooh, some good
He's got
wrist
some
action.
good wrist
Oh, that's
action.
a bag.
That would have been so long. Play that one again.
I swear.
He's
I think that's a guy.
he's definitely 5.
I think that's Kevin.
He's got the 2E.
That looked like a badminton overhead. He got up.
Is that Brandon Lane on the far side?
I think so.
I don't think anyone else wears that color combination.
He slid into that bag there. Yeah, no, he's like a 5-4-3.
I'm gonna say 5'7" or 5'8". I think he's a solid player for sure.
I'm gonna go 6.
No way, he's a 6.
Five seven.
5,
Oh, that is
7,
Kevin
4.
Dong. I was right. Shout out to Kevin Dong. He's got a great YouTube channel. Just posted a highlight of me, no biggie. So I'm a little partial to him.
Yeah, no, he seems like a solid player.
Yeah. One more, una más.
See.
I feel like I've seen this on Instagram somewhere. This looks familiar.
That dude was
Stay on your side.
on DC's bench cheering, wasn't he? I think that guy was on the far right side.
This is a high level mixed game right here.
It's a great point.
Nice.
Clip it. He says clip it.
Clipped on.
Never call your own clip. It's the etiquette of clipping on somebody.
5.45.
Yeah, that's it. Those ladies were solid players. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little lower than you. I'm gonna go more like a 5-1.
I'll go like 5.67.
Giving this guy a lot of credit. 6-3.
Bruh.
24% reliability.
Yeah.
Kevin's better. I just hit myself with the mic. All right, guys, I got to go. Willie, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you, dude.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for
Follow
having me.
Will Howells follow his fan page. Don't follow him.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Will. Later.
All right.
Pickleball.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, daughter has gonna